What's up, y'all? It's Coach AJ here, Dope Life Coach, the dopest life coach out there. And today we have a huge announcement. I'm super excited about this because this is something that I've been working on for quite a bit of time, something I've gone back and forth on, something I wasn't sure if I should do, if I shouldn't do. So today is the first ever successful Sunday. So every Sunday at 7 p.m. we're gonna lock in here on YouTube, and we're just gonna go through tips and just ways that you could set yourself up for success moving forward into the week. Because I'm more involved in like the 1% growth versus the very let's do it in 3 4 months. Nah, it's going to take a bit of work every time. So we're going to be the 1% group, and this is how we're going to do it. So welcome. I thank you. I appreciate you by all means. If you're new here, go ahead and click that button. And also, if my links are also in the chat. You could go ahead and take a look. So today we're really going to be talking about what is success, and also on top of that, like, I'm going to be giving you a couple of tips of how you can make this week coming ahead successful. So I want you to start by thinking about success this way. Instead of thinking about success as just like a monetary value, because many of us, we think like success is dealing with money. But to be fair, like, success has very little to do with money, believe it or not. Like, very, very little. When we think about success, we could put it against monetary gain, or we could put it in terms of like how we feel. You know what I mean? Like, for example, success for me sometimes is getting a good night's sleep, to be fair. Sometimes success for me is accomplishing a goal by the end of the week if I set to accomplish that goal by the end of the week. Sometimes success is just starting off a brand new live and implementing it and being consistent with it every week. You know what I mean? Like, success could be different. It doesn't have to be, added towards monetary gain. So I want you to think about something that you want to become successful in, right? Like some area of your life where you feel as if maybe you're lacking a little bit, and you would like to become more successful in it, and you would like to just like, yo, grab it and just control it, and it's yours, and you got it, and that's that. But we're going to be going over a couple little tips that I got, that I made notes on, because that's what I'm about. I'm all about being proactive, making notes, making sure you guys got everything you need so that you are successful as well, right? And it's very important that sometimes you got to make some notes. So first of all, one tip that's always helped me get to success in my book is reflection, self discovery, getting to know yourself, and understanding your own values. Your values are connected, like, your values are such an important part, because your values connect to who you are, what you're about, and how you move around. If you're doing something that goes against your values, you're going to find that resistance. You're going to find that it's not fitting. You're going to find that you're not even enjoying it. It's just straight up not something that you even want to do. So it's good to identify what your passions are. You know what I mean? Like, identify what your passions are. And I know some people have, they say I don't have weaknesses. Well, like, be able to address where you're lacking and where you can strengthen, or where you could delegate, or where you could delete or decide or do, right? That's an Eisenhower matrix there. If you've never heard of it, go ahead and Google it. That thing is amazing. A second step you could do in terms of like gaining momentum in your own success is your alignment, yo. Like, live in your true alignment, live in your true values. Again, like, going back to how we make decisions. And if we do it with decisions that are against who we are, and against the values, and against what we stand for, it's going to be a little bit difficult. We're going to find that resistance. We're going to find that we're not being our authentic self. We're going to find like this is not fun, right? So it's very important for you to go with what your values are. Go with what your values entail. Because if you go against your values, you're going to find like, yo, I'm not feeling comfortable. I'm feeling like I shouldn't be here. I feel like this resistance in this area. And then you're going to feel like things are forced. There's no point of living in a sense of alignment when things feel forced. Like, too many of us as adults, we do things that we don't want to do because we've been taught people pleasing. We've been taught that we have to do things that we don't want to do. But let's unlearn that. And part of success is unlearning that. Part of success is gaining the knowledge to say, like, yo, that's not for me anymore. And stay true to who you are in the midst of all of that. Stay true to who you are, what you're about. Because when you're going against who you are and going against your authenticity, ain't nothing more difficult than putting on a mask every day and going out into the world, versus being your authentic self and saying, world, this is who I am, and align me with who I got to be aligned with, and align me with where I got to be. Because I know, for one, There was a point in my life where I know that I put on a mask for everyone to feel comfortable, but then at the end of the day, I felt so damn uncomfortable. I felt just not in the right position of where I needed to be. So it's very important for you to take a step back and say, "Yo, what are my values?" And even say, "Yo, ooh, I didn't know you could do that." And align yourself with your values at the same time. It's so important. Number 3 is like focus on your growth. Don't focus on the other person's growth. Don't focus on what they got going on. Don't worry about what they got going on. Worry about what you got going on. And develop the emotional intelligence with yourself to identify where you don't like certain things. Ain't nothing worse than having things you don't like and then you're going against it. And you don't, so if you don't like when a person does this and then you go against it, like, okay, well, I guess I got to create that excuse for them. No, 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 no. Create that boundary, right? And don't go against the things that you don't like. And that's part of growth. And I know that sounds uncomfortable because growth is uncomfortable. Growth is setting those boundaries. Growth is getting to know who you are. Growth is self-development. And it's not the most easiest thing to do, but when you focus on your growth versus another person's growth, it takes like especially when you're doing that, that's a distraction. That's a complete distraction. So that was step number 3. Let's go on to number 4 because I made notes. You could this one's very important. Serve. Be willing and be open to serve. Be willing and open to serve for other people, not just yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with serving for you in terms of who you are, what you're about, healing yourself, going through those nothing wrong with that, especially when it comes to your emotional and mental health and your well-being. But at the same time, we live in this very world that's very selfish from time to time, where a lot of people are not willing to meet other people where they're at. They're not willing to take a step back and understand that a person is going through X, Y, and Z. They're willing to trample over people's boundaries and respect. And I think that if we all take a step back and understand that we're all here to serve another person, help another person, be there for another person, it actually helps us heal and fill our own cup in many ways. And that to me is success. Because personally, like I'll kind of give you an example. The other day I had to be of service to somebody, someone that I barely even know, but they needed me there. And I kind of look back at it. I said, like, there's a reason why I was there at that time. That's just part of my alignment. God put me there at that moment. My ancestor put me there at that moment. The universe put me there at that moment. So guess what? I'm gonna be here at that moment for them, and I'm gonna serve. And I told him at the end, like, look, I prayed for you. You know, I gave him a hug, and I just said, look, you don't gotta tell me what's going on, but just know that God got you. And I had to be there. And believe it or not, as difficult as it was to carry their energy for a moment, but I was able to do it. The one thing that kind of stood out to me the most is how little we serve for each other. And to me, like again, success is not just the whole point of successful Sundays is not just success in terms of like how you can make $1 million and stuff like that. It's more about how you could feel successful in your own eyes beyond monetary value. Now, money is great. Don't get me wrong. Money's fantastic, but I want you to take a step back and think about how you would feel if you can serve somebody and just create a safe space and create a moment for them to just be. In this world alone, we have far too many stressors. We have far too many like everybody's stressed out, whether it's financial, whether it's poof, you got family issues, whether it's I mean work, career. I think we don't identify how we don't even serve ourselves too. Kind of going back to when I said it's okay to serve yourself. I don't think we really realize how much we don't because quite often we think about how we need to get the money, how we need to do this, how we need to do that. But the truth of the matter is, if you are willing to contribute and serve into the universe, into the world, and to others, it goes a far way. So yeah, I say that to say this like leave a positive impact, leave this world empty. Whatever goodness you got, allow it to fully come out and serve for one another. So number 5 is kind of like what I said earlier about success, how a lot of us think success is just surrounding about money, is define what success means to you. You feel me? Like Define what success means to you, not everybody else. It's not always about, maybe success is in terms of money is saving up every year to go on vacation maybe twice a year, or take your a family member, or take your partner, you know what I'm saying, your spouse, whatever, on vacation. Maybe that's a sense of success. Like maybe it's avoiding comparing to other people, you know what I'm saying? Because like people say comparison is a thief of joy, but I also say comparison is a massive distraction from what you're trying to do. Like comparison could literally hold you back and you're not even realizing, because you're looking at somebody else and you're saying, especially online, you know what I mean? Especially online. You're looking at somebody else, and the first thing that's going through your brain is, yo, they got this, I don't have this. Hey, yo, they got this, I don't got that. And when we think about that, it could really hinder our growth. It could really hold us back. It could really not position us where we need to be. So think about your own success, and but think about how you were comparing possibly to others, and how that has held you back a little bit. And how can you remove that bit by bit? The 1% a day. Like how can we remove it little bit by little bit, right? So redefine your own success, and definitely avoid comparing your chapter 5 to someone's chapter 10. And definitely the next one I would say, I highly suggest this one here, is practice gratitude. So when it comes towards gratitude, I think that sometimes we don't really deepen ourselves more into it as we should. So for example, I know maybe it's overboard, but I just like to send out good energy to people, like I always do. So, like, think about everything that you got in your home right now, right? You could literally say, "Yo, I'm grateful for like the pictures behind me. I'm grateful for the people who created the frame, designed the frame, shipped the frame, put it in a box, people who created the box, people who printed it. Like, I'm grateful for all of them because of what they did, their intricate little piece that they did. I have this amazing image on my wall that motivates me, that I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you gotta go overboard like that, but even if you're just saying, "Yo, I'm grateful for standing. I'm grateful for being awake. I'm grateful for the water that's flowing through my pipes. I'm grateful for the food I got in my fridge. I'm grateful for the person who held my door today while I was walking through it. And I pray for them. I'm grateful for the fact that the people who are, is coming on the live. I'm grateful for every single last one of y'all. I'm grateful for every single subscriber that I have. I'm grateful for the moments of when the sun is starting to set and the sun is starting to rise. It doesn't gotta be anything massive. You could just literally say, "Yo, I'm grateful." I'm just simply grateful. But the more that you show that gratitude out there, the more that you throw it out there, it allows you to stay present. Because I don't know if you've ever heard this, they say like depression is in the past, anxiety is in the future. But then we forget about the present. And the present's where your peace is in many ways. Because we're always worrying about other things. But sometimes if you're just being, and just being more present, that could be something that you want to be more successful in, becoming more present, be more in the present moment, putting your phone away from time to time when you're on family and friends and enjoying them. You know what I mean? Like it's showing gratitude doesn't take much. To be honest, like it does not take much, but work towards like being more present, showing more gratitude, showing more love even for yourself and for others. And this one is like, I would say the next one is kind of is iffy, because even I have some issues with it sometimes, but I've gotten better with it, which is like taking risks. Start being more courageous in the movements you're making when it comes towards your success. Start taking more risk in your authenticity. Start taking charge of your life. Start taking more intricate steps that you need to take for you. Because and then honestly, be more vulnerable. I know that sounds kind of like quite the opposite to what probably we've been taught sometimes, but be more open to the endless possibilities and become more vulnerable to the things that maybe we didn't think was in our reach. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the more that you're more vulnerable, and obviously you got to find the spaces where you are more vulnerable, but you could always start with you. Always start with you. Be more vulnerable with yourself. And by being more vulnerable with yourself, you learn how to be more genuine and have that genuine connection with you so that you could now share that genuine connection with others. And having that balance, again, kind of going back to, I think it was like number 5, like define success how you want to define it. Not how everybody else does it, not how society does it, not how social media does it. Figure out what success means for you. And also I want to add, success will change depending on where you are in your life. That's why it's very important. One of my pillars is to meet yourself where you're at. It's gonna change, it's gonna adjust, it's gonna move around. And that's cool and that's okay. But you're gonna constantly meet yourself where you are at and be where you are at, which is going back to being in the present moment. So that's the list that I got there in terms of like how you can start working towards achieving success for yourself. But the main one that you got to figure out is like, what does success mean to me at this point in my life? Not what other people think it is, but what does success means to me in my this portion of my life. And I'm gonna drop this last little tip, just so you know, most of my lives will be short, just to also protect my own peace and energy. Um, but the last one I want you to say, like how you could set up yourself for your week for success and how you can move that forward. And we hopefully we can have people that drop on the live as well. Is you want to grab yourself, and I'm sure you got a notebook. If you don't, go to your nearest Dollarama, grab a notebook, and literally in this every week at the top of your page. First of all, write the days of the week. What I mean, like I usually put like what day is it today? So it's Sunday, October 6th to the end of the week, which I think is like 13th or something like that. That'll be so Sunday to Saturday. You write that at the top in the corner or wherever you feel. And then after that, write what your goals are for the week. Just write like a couple of goals that you got for the week that you'd like to accomplish this week. If you're not too sure like where to get the goals from, go back, look at your vision board, go back and look at all those goals you wrote at the beginning of the year, find them, and now break them down. And even if we got like 3 months left into the year, if you can't find that because you didn't do it, I got one better for you. Start writing some of the things that you'd like to do towards this end of the year to set you up for next year. Like, what are some of the things that you would like to do to set you up for success for next year? And you could start now. You know what I mean? Like, you could technically even just start right now. So, yeah, you grab that, then you write down Monday. You break down the goal. Okay, Monday I'll do this, Tuesday I'll do this, Wednesday. Just keep breaking it down because, again, we're all about the 1%. So, the more that you work towards it every week, the more it accumulates and the more that you get into that success mode and you keep going and going and going. So, try that for this week. You still got time, still the evening. Sit on your couch, chill out, break it down your goals, and then make it more simplistic for yourself. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this Sunday a success. We're gonna make the week a success, is what I meant to say. I just want to say thank you so much. As I said before, this is gonna be every time I go live on YouTube, it's gonna be mad short. You know what I'm saying? Short, sweet, straight to the point. That's what it's all about. Short, sweet, and straight to the point. So cheers to the very first successful Sundays. I'm so damn excited about this. And we're gonna see how it goes. The only way that you won't see me on here is if like I just can't make it. And I'll always let you guys know prior. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Let's see how long I could not even know how long. It's gonna be consistent every week. Unless, like I said, unless I got something popping and then I won't be able to make it. But I appreciate y'all and I wish you all a very, 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 very dope and successful week. Walk with peace, walk with love. Peace.